an entirely different group of still very dangerous, violent criminals.
Yeah, this driver is moving erratically, very dangerously, very recklessly. 6 patrol cars following him now. And what does that say about what these suspects might be wanted for? Because sometimes we will see law enforcement pull back if the driver is, driving very dangerously. But these patrol vehicles are staying close behind.
They are, and so far he's riding mostly in the median, going into oncoming lanes of traffic whenever he counters anybody in front of him. LAPD can only do that to a certain extent, and it is unusual that you'll see him stay on the wrong side for very long, just like you did right there. They'll go into oncoming lanes for a short distance if they've got their lights and sirens blaring and they see that there's no oncoming traffic. They're not going to commit suicide with this guy if he rams into a head-on collision going the wrong way on a busy street, right? So they're going to stay on the proper side until they have the clearance to speed through with him. As he continues to blow through these red lights, they have to slow down for cross traffic as well, because even though they've got their lights and sirens blaring, anybody could be going through the green light. They've got to stop and make sure those intersections are clear before they can continue blowing through these intersections. Already, we have seen him blow through dozens and dozens of red lights during the course of this pursuit. And now you see him now back on Washington Boulevard here, continuing westbound Washington through La Brea. He had the green light there. LAPD still keeping up with him. Despite all of these erratic maneuvers, they've done a remarkable job of staying right on his tail, and so has the airship as he continues to call out the location here, continuing westbound Washington Boulevard.
Yeah, so far, so lucky that he's been able to fly through these streets and not hit anything that we have seen yet, although you did point out the back-end damage that very well could have been as a result of this pursuit. And now he's going to be squeezing through some of these tiny streets where there's no maneuverability. If there's something coming his way, that's when it gets really dangerous, Chris.
That's exactly right. I mean, there's so much risk here with a pursuit like this, and not to mention the dangerous nature of the people inside the vehicle, right? So, you have the way they're driving here. You've got a high-speed vehicle traveling through the suburbs of LA here as we continue to meander through these residential neighborhoods during this time of the day where folks are out and about, taking a walk, walking their dog, whatever the case may be, and he is barely slowing down at a lot of these intersections and some of these smaller stop signs. He is just zipping through, desperate to put any distance, and so far he has not created any distance. They have had no problem. Again, it's remarkable when you see the artwork of these LAPD officers who are so highly skilled, highly trained. Obviously, they get plenty of practice. We have a front row seat to their practice daily basis as they engage with these suspects in these dangerous pursuits. But when they have people like this, the nature of crimes here, folks so desperate to get away, they know that they are going away for a while if they get caught. It ups the ante tremendously. The risk here rises exponentially as their driving continues to speed up through this part of town. It's just a really tough time of the day. If it was happening in the middle of the night, you would be a little bit more comfortable because it's just less people out there, less innocent motorists, less pedestrians. But look at this.
All the way over.
He's going back into oncoming lanes of traffic all the way over, despite the oncoming traffic here. Almost looks like somebody was maybe setting up for a spike strip, but probably not. I mean, it's traveling too fast to really predict where his next move's going to be. But if they see one, they'll take it. We have not seen any even a remote indication of a pit maneuver. I don't know if they've given the go-ahead or if they've possibly told them to hold off. Most likely, because they are believed to be armed, that pit maneuver is likely off the table. That is protocol, but these things are moving targets, and again, we don't have the exact information and intelligence that LAPD, those watch commanders, and those sergeants are working with here. So all of that plays into their decision-making. If they are confirmed to be gunmen, they likely will not be pitted.
Yeah, no regard at all for the safety of other motorists on the road, and it is just such a heavy traffic time right now. 6:12 in Los Angeles, as you mentioned, people driving home from work, kids being picked up from school. Look at all of this traffic. The lanes are completely stopped, and he's bypassing all of it.
Tremendous amount of traffic right there. And yeah, you make a great point, Chris. The fact that these guys may be armed. When this thing finally does come to an end, it's going to be a very tricky and stressful situation for law enforcement to try to figure out the proper way to handle these guys.
Oh, they
Oh,
just
there's the
tried.
spike.
They
There's
just
the spike.
tried.
They laid down the spike, but I
Yeah.
think he missed.
He
I think
missed.
he missed the spike. A great attempt there, but he missed the spike. And now, unfortunately, I fear we may see him act even more agitated and start to really speed up. You know, you only get so many shots. They took a good one. I think he missed. I think he came close, but I think he just barely missed with the right side of the vehicle. I think he was able to maneuver around that spike strip. In any event, you could tell that right after he swerved around, he's really applying more acceleration here. So he's speeding up, encountering more heavy traffic here, people crossing the street.
Right.
MLK at Crenshaw Boulevard, a major intersection as he travels now southbound on Crenshaw, I believe. I'm sorry,
it's
eastbound,
MLK.
he turned on to MLK.
Yes.
He's on MLK, eastbound MLK in Lamar Park. Again, speeding up here, definitely does not want to get caught in another spike.
No, we will pull the video back up and we'll take a closer look at it. But the way he's driving, it doesn't seem like he's impaired at all when it comes to his tires. But at least we know now that they be more aggressive about getting these guys stopped, and they are willing to do the spike strip in spite of the fact that he's moving at such a high rate of speed.
Yeah, another big median here. Doesn't even have the
Yes.
option of getting over. In fact, look at this.
Oh,
It's
he's
a
already
divider.
Yeah, he's on the other
completely
side.
on the other side.
Yeah,
He'll have the opportunity now
he's
to.
completely
yeah,
on the other side of
sure
MLK.
is. Yeah. A lot of traffic in this area.
And the
at this
traffic is
time.
getting worse.
Yep.
It's actually getting
And that
worse.
should
The
be
further,
Crenshaw.
that's right.
Or actually it's Arlington.
This is Arlington. This might be Arlington. Yep. Going through Arlington along MLK. Once again, we're turned around now. We're now going eastbound on MLK. LAPD with those same pursuit, likely prepared to hand this off to a new set of units at some point. They have been through a lot here with this guy. If they can coordinate a handoff, that might be in the cards as well. Again, these are armed and dangerous suspects, and you want a fresh set of eyes and ears and officers ready to execute the felony stop at the eventual termination of this pursuit. We do not know what these guys are, well, we have an idea of what they're capable of. We can only hope that this comes to a peaceful resolution as he continues past Western Avenue eastbound on MLK. We're going to start making our way closer to Expo Park eventually.
Yeah, we just showed the video of the attempted spike. Here it goes again. We're slow-moing it now, so watch closely. There's a spike. It did hit the car, and if it hit anything when it comes to tires, it's the back passenger side tire, but it didn't. I think it bounced off the chassis of the vehicle and didn't quite get to the tires. But if there is one that's going to go flat, Chris, it's going to be the back passenger
Another spike.
side.
Another spike is laid down right there. They're pulling failed spike. He goes around a second spike strip attempt through the red light here at Normandy. MLK eastbound at Normandy, an attempted spike back, and here's another one, a third spike strip attempt, but no dice there either. These are very difficult, guys. They are very difficult to execute, especially at high speeds. But these guys are doing their best just by being in the right place at the right time. Takes so much practice, skill, and a little bit of luck to really perfectly execute a good spike. And even when you lay it down, like you said, it might have bounced off the car. That original one might have bounced off. You need to run over it pretty cleanly to get those straw spikes embedded in the tires and break through that wall. And then eventually you want to bleed the air down to a flat tire. So it really is a work of art, and these guys are doing their level best. But it is, look at this, more oncoming traffic here as he made a southbound turn on Vermont Avenue. Once again, picking up speed here. A very dangerous driver behind the wheel here. You can only watch him cross over into the wrong way, the wrong lanes, go the wrong way so many times before somebody gets hurt. There's just too many people out and about on a Wednesday evening in the middle of rush hour like this as he continues to play with luck here. Another busy intersection, Vermont at Vernon Avenue, again through another red light. Hasn't stopped for a single red light, guys. I mean, he's blown through every single one, but LAPD still able to stay right behind him.
Yeah, when it comes to the spike strips, Chris, on MLK, that street is 6 to 8 lanes across, too. That makes it even more difficult because the reach has to be a lot more, as opposed to, let's say, a 1 or 2 lane street where you have a much better possibility of hitting those tires. So it's really, really challenging, but they were doing the best they can. Now that at least they got a spotlight on them, and perhaps that warns some folks of what's coming their way.
Right. And also the driver is on alert now of those spike strip attempts. So he's driving on the far left. As you noticed, he was driving on the far left lane, which it's harder to get the spike strip out that far. And he's continuing
That's right,
to
and
do
he's
it.
looking out for them, right?
Yeah.
As he comes up on these intersections, he's looking for those black and whites. He's looking for any sign of interference, whether it's a spike strip or a barricade or whatever it is. He is looking out for not only the officers in his rear view, but the black and whites ahead of him. And you saw them even trying to they try and blend in, hide out so they can lay down that spike at the last second and execute a good spike strip attempt. But again, it's very difficult work. Now he's slowing down a little bit here, thinking of making going straight through. He's on 54th, going through Hoover. That's going to be eastbound Hoover. I'm sorry, eastbound 54 through Hoover rather. Continuing to get closer to Figueroa. He may take this underneath the 110 freeway again. He has straddled both sides of the 110 freeway earlier on in this pursuit. Again, this all started in Compton, if you're just joining us. We have now made our way to southwest LA, mostly in the last half hour on the west side of the 110 freeway, now making that right turn onto Figueroa. The one thing we have not seen during the entire course of this pursuit is no attempt to get on the freeway, probably for multiple reasons. But I can tell you, one of those reasons is very likely that the 110 freeway is jammed up bumper to bumper, both north and southbound through South LA here. So if he's at all familiar with the traffic patterns this evening, he's going to stay on these surface streets and continue this game of cat and mouse until that vehicle runs out of gas. Continuing now southbound Figueroa through Slauson. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still 6 units right behind him. There are many more backing up these officers in the rear and also setting up ahead if they have another opportunity to set up for a spike strip. In fact, if he stays on Figueroa, that'll allow them plenty of opportunity. Again, they just have to be careful with all the rest of the cars here. There's so many other motorists involved in this because of the time of day that it really complicates things. And again, here comes another. Makes an erratic turn there. He makes the turn to avoid the spike. So he saw the spike. They laid it down right at Gage. He made the left turn on Gage to avoid the spike. That's going to give him an opportunity to get underneath the 110 freeway or get on the freeway. He's making a right turn, getting onto the entrance ramp of the 110 freeway. Likely not intentional, but that's going to slow things down here, and it's going to make things so dangerous. If they have to confront these suspects in the middle of traffic, it's going to get very, very dicey. So the first order of business now, guys, is to create a traffic break in the middle of rush hour. We don't see this very often. Okay, is he spooked by the traffic? Will he get off, or will he commit to the 110? Okay, he could have gotten off right there. He's committing to the shoulder there. For now, he's going to stay on the 110 freeway. They're ask for California Highway Patrol to help create traffic breaks behind him and ahead of him here. But nobody is going anywhere fast here because of all of that volume on the freeway. He's got a lot of brake lights along the main lanes. He's probably going to ride that shoulder probably until he encounters his next exit ramp.
We have seen this before, Chris. Just a couple of months ago, we saw CHP stop all traffic on the freeway, and that allowed them to do a perfect spike strip on the suspects trying to get away. Maybe this could help set that up as well. He's going to weave his way through just a little bit, but so far, he hasn't made any aggressive moves to get way over to that carpool lane. Well, now he's moving into that direction. Maybe he wants to just move a little bit faster, but it's hard to tell what he really wants to do here.
I mean, he's got the express lanes right there. I can't imagine why he's not using those express lanes, but instead he's kind of weaving his way through traffic on the main line of the 110 freeway, continuing southbound now on the 110. You're right. We have seen it before. They are rare, spikes on the freeway with any amount of traffic, and they're very complicated, but definitely desperate times call for desperate measures. We have seen it, and we may see it again. You just never know. Right now, I think they first have to keep in mind that they have so many innocent motorists in the vicinity of these dangerous suspects, not knowing how desperate or how capable that vehicle is. You know, they have to treat him very carefully. They don't want to spook him or agitate him further than he already is. Now it looks like, I believe that's going to be the express lane.
It is.
He just jumped over all the way to the right. I'm sorry, all the way to the left.
And now
so
he's coming back out.
Yeah.
Is that him
coming back out.
Yeah.
So he's just looking for, he's looking for any gap, just weaving through, trying to find any gap in the traffic. Things are really getting complicated for him. It's not as comfortable as it was on surface streets for him.
Yeah, it's very stressful just to watch. But it's interesting to see how he might maneuver this and how tactically law enforcement is going to handle this with so many cars that are out there. Now it looks like he's going to an exit.
He took an exit.
Getting onto the 105. I think that's going to be the 105 freeway. 110 southbound at the 105.
No, I think he
could
exited
go
Imperial.
west or east.
I think he took...
Looks like he's taking the westbound 105 freeway. No, he's not.
Imperial.
He's not. That's the eastbound. Oh, well,
I think it was Imperial.
let's see. Yeah, he's going to cross Imperial. We'll see if he goes through it or gets back on the 110 or
No,
turns. He's turning
turning
onto
left.
Imperial. I think that is Imperial. Turning left, eastbound on Imperial.
So you obviously are near LAX, Chris, which gives some limitations on your ability to fly.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are now in the thick of LAX's Bravo airspace. On top of that, we are now coming up to the extent of our fuel capacity. We're going to go get gas. Second helicopter, our Air 7, who is also in place to continue our coverage of this pursuit. We're going to start to pull back here, but as long as we can maintain the visual, we will keep it on the suspect. Again, he is traveling eastbound now on the 110 freeway, paralleling the 105 along Imperial Highway. I believe he's still on Imperial, continuing this dangerous getaway as he just jumps right into oncoming traffic at every intersection with anybody in his way here. It's just such a